representing Tau Kumdonga, Usa, and Yantu Federal Constituency of Taraba State. The need to investigate the illicit trade in human organs. The House knows that about 2 weeks ago, acting on information provided by an anonymous source, Chinese authorities seized a ship that sailed from Nigeria with 7,200 refrigerated penises, which were found in 36 boxes labeled as plantain on a ship that harbored at the Shanghai port. The House also notes that the Chinese General Administration of Customs had alerted that an increasingly large number of armed groups in Africa use human organs, which are harvested in unsanitary conditions to finance their nefarious activities. The House recalls that the media was awash a few years ago with horrifying stories of the harvest of organs of Nigerians and other Africans stranded in Libya for sale in Europe, the Middle East, America, and China. The House is aware that the increasing cases of missing persons, ritual killings, and trafficking of persons out of the country may be linked to the red market, which can be attributed to the trafficking of young men and women who end up being victims of human organ harvesting. Aware also that the increased banditry, kidnappings, and spiraling violence in several parts of the country today make those parts of the country vulnerable and provide safe havens and ready supply channels for these illicit activities. Concerned that harvest of organs can only be done by medical personnel with the aid of rogue public officials. Also concerned that perpetrators of this illicit trade by the year 2009 were generating between $600 million to $1.2 million profit annually and have been encouraged by poor security situations to use the third world as major suppliers. Further aware that as early as 1987, the World Health Organization declared that the illegal trade violates the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and as well taking unfair advantage of the poorest and most vulnerable in the world. Cognizant that the international community has made efforts to curb the menace of the red market or trade in illicit organs, such as the Istanbul Declaration, which urged professionals to put an end to unethical actions where organs of unfortunate victims of economic migrations and human trafficking in Europe and the Middle East are ripped off, thereby constituting a gross abuse of their rights. Convinced that if nothing is done to curb this criminal act, more criminals will set up shops dealing in human organs in Nigeria, taking advantage of the current insecurity situation in the country. The House, therefore, resolves to mandate the Committees on Human Rights and National Security and Intelligence to investigate the whole gamut of this value chain known as red market or illicit market in human organs and report back to the House within 10 weeks for further legislative action. I so move. Honorable Speaker.